Welcome to this rather messy experimenting table. I've been doing some tests with wireless electricity and I will show this circuit later on. But I'm using this power source where the yellow wire is connected to the amplifier over there and the black wire goes to a ground outside. Now this coil here, which is 24 turns of 30 gauge, has got a little bit of range to it, and I want to show some more tests and some more findings. But then I want to get onto this tower, which, it's a bit of an intrigue with that. I want to try something outside. Right, I've turned the light off for this because it will be easier to see. But you can see I've now got two coils on there and they're both flickering away nicely enough, so that's fine. If I add this third one, and it's only this one that does it, and I'm not really sure why, it is of 48 turns I think, but I introduce that and it changes the behaviour. I mean, what is going on there? All three of them are green LEDs, but you can see how they're flickering differently. And it changes as I get nearer, bring it away, and things are fine. If I just plonk it on the top, all three work fine. I just thought that was a bit of an interesting, little bit of a finding there. Now the next thing is, I'll leave all three running like that, and I thought to myself, well, you can get about 80 volts out of this system. It's just the usually wasted mains kind of thing that goes into the ground. Now there is some discussions whether it's wasted or not, or because changing the impedance might well mean that I'm drawing slightly on the house supply. I don't really know, but it is a good point. The thing is, I just like using it because there's no batteries and no solar. So the next thing I was thinking about, because of that 80 volts, was about these neons, because they start to conduct at about that voltage. So, can we simply place one of these across these two contacts? And the answer is no. But then I discovered something. And that is that if instead I connect one of its legs to this yellow one, or indeed to the black wire outside, and then touch the other contact here, yes indeed, that comes on. But also, quite amazingly, so do the LEDs. And it's just a really, really neat effect. The LEDs aren't as bright, but of course, we've got this neon going. Another side to this is that capacitor, you can see the can there, the black can, is 100 microfarads. If I remove, then we're still running for a little while. So really is quite efficient. But the way that this works, a neon and 3 LEDs, yeah, I like that. And with that in mind, and considering that these are a voltage-based device, could I put more than one on there? Are we getting greedy now? So let's see what happens when I connect up to the other leg. And the answer, well, no. The answer is we just get one of them, and I don't really know. I don't know if you've got any ideas yourselves. Why would one of them partially light up and the other one not? Of course, we're still able to run the circuit. We've got the 3 LEDs going. But now, no, we don't light two. For some reason, one of them takes over. Is it the concentration of gas inside? Anyway, there we are. I've also just swapped the legs over. I've turned it around and it's still this one that's coming on and the other one isn't at all. So there we are on that. But it does look nice. Now the flickering in the camera is a lot more than to the eye. But I can change things anyway with this pot, and that's why this pot is here. If I turn it around some, you'll see the flicker rate changing. Now to my eyes it is flickering like it was to you before on the screen. If I turn it the other way around, it should all speed up, and there we go with a more constant light. If I go too far, it quits out. So bring it back around, and in fact to my eyes that is completely constant. That is a constant light. So actually that would have been how to have started this video, but anyway, we'll move on now. Okay, so what I've done now is I've connected that red lead to the collector of the transistor, which is an MPSA 18. And there we are, it's connecting to the tower, and there's an LED on an AV plug at the top, so that's two diodes back to back. And if I hold the right hand side here, you can see that that light comes on. Now this made me think, if you think about how long that wire is, I mean, it doesn't seem to be doing anything positive for the system. I did wonder whether it could get some amplification or something somewhere down the line, but no, it's just the length of wire. And I thought, instead of having it on, well, it's on a bamboo stick, if I instead had a really long wire going outside in just a straight line, would that still work? Or is the very act of coiling what's allowing this LED to come on? So what I want to do is go outside, put a load of wire outside, string it out about 100 feet, something like that, about 30 meters or so, and see if the light still comes on. I've disconnected the LED and I've now connected that green clip lead to the collector of the transistor, and that green now runs outside. It'll be a black wire when it reaches the outside. Now outside we've got this wire and it goes to this spool here. So hopefully I've got enough of it. I'm going to use this, well, slightly famous pencil from a recent battery experiment. Put that through and walk off with this over that way. See how far we get. Alright, just walking along with it. Hopefully past this table here and up towards that tree. Well, the wire's now changed to this green. We're carrying on. We're actually further than the table. And there's the final distance. Hopefully you can see the pencil. We're not far off that tree. Now I've just tried to see it, but I can't see anything, so I'll have to come back when it's gone dark. Here's the schematic. It's quite similar to the motor I showed recently. Now the R1 can be 500k or the 1 meg pot. I prefer the pot to dial it in, and depending on the conditions outside for your ground, you may well need to adjust the pot value. So I'd say a pot is probably a better idea. Right, well, it's getting towards sunset, so hopefully be able to see something. Well, something more than our cat Buddy. Alright, it's down here. And I've had another idea I'm going to try in a second, but first of all, can we see anything in the camera? Well, we can. We can see a little bit of blue by holding it. Now, the idea I've had is very simply to ground it. Instead of me being a virtual ground, let's have a real ground. So, yeah, what happens if connect this to there, and I'll just plug this into the ground. Oh, look at the difference. Yep, you can certainly see that now. Yep, that's fairly bright considering we're 100 feet away from the house. And there we are by grounding it. Well, it's now fully dark and you can see the light from here. It's really quite nice. And I'll tell you something else too. That is not flickering at all. Remember the problems indoors with the frame rate? And that is a nice, solid, clear light. I'm very pleased indeed with it. Well, if you like this kind of thing, please do consider liking and subscribing. And I'll see you next video.